Tuesday, September 6th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our three favorite picks of the day. We got a player prop, we got a game pick, and we got a no on first inning coming your guys' way.
As always, guys, if you aren't already subbed to our channel, just do us a favor. Go down, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us grow this channel. Also, while you're down there, how about you drop a like?
Yes, and a lot of people were celebrating Labor Day yesterday in the United States. A lot of people had their day off. And speaking of two teams that pretended like they had their day off, Tigers and Cardinals, both getting shut out. We took their team total over. And yeah, they both scored 0 runs. Not sure what we can do about that. Our NRFI does hit. So it's 1-2 day coming after that 3-0 sweep. Not surprised we give a little bit back, but crazy to see two teams get shut out. I don't even know that value for both teams to get shut out, but if you faded us and took an under on both teams to not score, you probably had a great payday. You could probably retire. But we're going to keep getting into it. We hope you guys are enjoying and making some money with us. Look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You see our units at the bottom of the screen. We've been doing really good all season long. So there's not just one day you can just hop on in and tail and then not tail the rest of the days. We're going to keep going. We'll keep grinding. I do have a note. Our college football week 2 best bets will be live later today at 12 p.m. Eastern time. You might see it as the premiere on the channel, probably around 11, but you definitely check that out. We're going to be talking about a lot of games, giving our upset picks, our best picks of the weekend. And we got NFL content starting up on Wednesday tomorrow. So dial on in, just like we're about to dial on in. Logan, what's your favorite pick of the day?
Yeah, we're going to the Marlins versus Phillies game, and I'm taking the under in the first 5. I'm taking under 3.5 in this one. Minus 114 odds on Barstool is your best value. As Austin's showing right here, pretty standard even odds across the books, right? The under's a little bit juiced on this one. And it's just for good reason, right? Because and whenever you see a total, to me, set in the first 5 at 3.5, it goes under more often than you'd think. Noah is scheduled to start for the Phillies. 1.17 ERA versus the Marlins in 2 games. He struck out 16 Marlins in those 2 games. And that's great news for us, too, because Miami, 22nd in strikeouts on the road. They really do turn into a swing and a miss team on the road so far this year. Miami's not a good road offense at all. Miami 27th in batting average and 27th in OPS on the road. So I think, Noah should be able to kind of get back into form. I know he's had some starts that don't really look like himself, but against Miami, that's a get-right game for Noah. Now, on the other side, you got Jesus Luzardo, right? 2.54 ERA on the road, which you love to see, right? An under 3 ERA, for a pitcher that has been erratic at sometimes. But I really do think he's in line for a decent start today versus the Phillies. Now, the Phillies are 3rd in OPS and 5th in batting average versus lefties. Luzardo is a lefty, but he isn't your average lefty, right? He's got a ton of put-away pitches. And if you look at the Phillies recently, what they've been doing at home, the Phillies are only batting .224 in their last 3 home games. So I'm hoping, Luzardo finds his game today. I hope he has the put away pitches working for him, because if he does, there's a chance, we could actually cash this one in a no sweat bet fashion. It won't be that way, but I can always dream, right? Luzardo hasn't allowed a home run in his last 3 starts too. That's really, important for a Phillies team that does hit a lot for power. You got the Schwar bombs coming every now and then. But I am curious to see kind of how this Phillies offense navigates after, a series in San Francisco when it was there, but it was hit or miss. And then lastly, I do want to talk about a pivot, right? I'm not a moron. I understand that there's a high possibility that in the Northeast today there's going to be rain all day. So how about out west, where I know there won't be a rain? It will be in the Padres versus Diamondbacks game. My top pivot, if this one does get postponed, is Padres first 5 -0.5. I just think Musgrove is able to keep the Diamondbacks at bay, and I think the Padres are sneaky enough to get one on Merrill Kelly. I know no one wants to touch the Padres these days, and that's why I think it's actually a decent value pick. It was like even odds. I think the Padres might be able to get a solo bomb off Merrill Kelly, and that be the difference. So that's what I'm rolling with today. But Austin, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm diving back into that player props, and this kind of goes hand in hand with team totals, and we'll talk about it together. But the prop I'm going to be taking is on DraftKings. I'm taking Framber Valdez of the Astros to record a win. It's currently plus 110, so you're getting pretty good value on this one. You got plus 102 on Caesars, and I'll talk about my favorite pivot in a second, and if you can't play this exact same prop. Now let's talk about this, because yesterday the Astros a 1-0 victory, thanks large in part to a great performance from the MLB debut, Hunter Brown. The guy went out there, pitched a gem against Martin Perez, and he pitched very well. He recorded the win. They scored in the 2nd inning. The Astros took the rest of the game off. They got it done. You look at the Rangers, believe they lost 9 games in a row. 7 of those games, they've scored 3 runs or fewer. And I got to be honest, a lot of those games they're scoring 0, 1, or 2 runs. So you look at it, scoring runs today, not going to be too easy against Valdez. Valdez has been awesome. He just set an MLB record for a southpaw with his 22nd consecutive quality start. In his last outing, he's been very, very good, limiting runs, limiting base runners, and doing everything good. And he's been very, very dialed in versus the Rangers this year. 4 starts, 3-0 record, a less than a 1 ERA, a .96, and a .93 whip. He's had the Rangers numbers that a couple guys have decent splits versus him, but he's been able to navigate everything, get people out, and look, that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see him continue over what he did in August, because in August he had 5 starts, perfect 5-0 record, a 2.04 ERA, and a 1.08 whip. This guy was great, and that included 2 wins, 2 starts versus Rangers offense. Now, on the other side of the mound, so I really think Valdez pitches well, but I also think this guy on the other side won't do pretty well, because Glenn Otto will start for the Rangers, and he has a 4.82 ERA, a 1.38 whip. He's not terrible, but versus the Astros, he's been not catastrophic. He has 3 starts, just an 0-1 record, a 3.52 ERA, but I look at that 1.57 whip, and I know Otto is the guy that's going to walk a lot of guys, and it just seems like in his recent starts against this Astros team, they weren't able to knock him in. All it takes is the Astros to get going, get those guys firing on all cylinders. And the Astros could make this an easy no sweat bet, putting up 8 runs on Otto. That wouldn't surprise me at all. This is a capable Astros offense. You look at the last 30 days, once we get out of this first 5-6 innings, because I anticipate Valdez pitches above 5, probably 6, maybe 7 innings like he has been doing. You're going to get the Astros bullpen, which is 3rd best in bullpen ERA over the last 30 days. Get the Rangers, which is 10th worst bullpen ERA over the last 30 days. Look, I think Valdez can get us that win for plus 110. I have to take a stab at it. Now, if you don't have DraftKings that can bet this, or maybe you're in a weird state that can't do it, I think the team total under 2.5 is a pretty good look for the Rangers. Normally, they don't set 2.5 totals unless they really do think the team's going to go under. So I do think that 2.5. I know it will be sweaty because Valdez could give up 2 runs and still record a win, but I do think that team total under 2.5 is a pretty good look. And so I'm gonna ride with Mr. Valdez, taking the team to record a win at plus 120 or 10 odds. But Logan, you know what time it is? Getting the music, and we're vibing out. We're vibing out Nerfy Nation time. We need a win. We need a win. I realize my Nerfy Nation flag is not set up from traveling. That's not going to stop me. We're still grinding, and we're cashing this no run first inning. We're going to one where I don't think a lot of people are going to expect us to go to, Logan, because we're going to be going to the Tigers versus Angels game, a game that wronged us yesterday. We're taking the no-run first inning, currently minus 110 on DraftKings. It's actually rare to see DraftKings the least juiced out of all the books. I mean, you got FanDuel at minus 128. But look, let's dive into this one a little bit. Now, Mr. Mike Mayers, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He's 1-1 on no-run first innings. Hasn't started a whole lot, but he does have about 38 to 40 innings under his belt. And you look at the Tigers, 28th in first inning runs. This Tigers offense hasn't been able to get it going, and they didn't get it going yesterday. Logan talked all about how they're bad on the road, and he thought they would turn it around, and they just absolutely did not. They got shut out. And so hopefully they can do that again today. I think Mr. Mayers can get us first 3 outs. Who's pitching for the Tigers today, Logan?
Yeah, we've got Rodriguez going for the Tigers. Now, take us home, Rodriguez. Now, this Nerfy record isn't sexy, but that's okay, right? 6-5 on Nerfies. But if you pull back, right, because he's been injured this year. So if you pull back on his career-wise, 52-23 on Nerfies since 2019. I mean, that's a really decent average right there. So I do think, limited sample size, don't let that fool you, right? Like, this could be a Yerfy trap if you're just looking at both these pitchers, right? Angels, 19th in first inning runs. They've been pretty hit or miss offensively a lot this year. Yesterday they were hit. Today, maybe they're miss. I think a lot of people are on Angels just haphazardly. I think a lot of people are actually on the full game over in this one. I looked at the public percentages, so just be careful there. Both pitchers allowed 5 earned runs in their most recent starts. That's a great Nerfy spot. You're like, what the heck? Why, Logan? Because, you can't go off baseball of, well, what'd you do in your last start? And, oh, yep, hammer the Yerfy. Well, I really do think this is trapping a lot of people, Yerfy trap potentially. Over under sits at 8.5 in this one. Guys, there's just a lot of Nerfies on the slate that they were either juiced or, in my opinion, a trap. We'll talk about another one we considered heavily and pick this one over just because of the value. In the Royals game, if you trust Bubic enough, that was our other pivot we were considering going to, but I just don't trust Bubic in the first inning against the Guardians, right? Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan are super annoying. Like, tell me you don't see one of them being in scoring position. I do personally, and it's just like I get a bad feeling because I've watched Bubic walk like 3 guys in the first inning before, and that's not what I'm ordering for. So we're going to take this one and we're going to take a stab at it. -110. Could be a nerfy trap. Could be a yerfy trap. Doesn't matter. We're flying the flags.
We're flying the flags, baby. That's the no one first inning. There's a lot of juice nerfies, like Logan was talking about. That Royals one is a decent one. That kind of segues us into the parlay of the day because we will have the Royals in there. I do think the Royals cover that +1.5. We got the Phillies Marlins under that 7 in the full game. So hopefully we can cash that out. Our parlay of the day missed by the Cardinals, thanks to them yesterday not showing up. But I think the parlay of the day has a good chance. Plus our 3 plays, getting back to that 2-1, 3-0 record we all want to see. And hopefully that Phillies game doesn't get postponed. And if it does, we'll talk about it, maybe an added play in the comments down below. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Check out that college football video. It's live in a couple hours, 12 p.m. Eastern time. You definitely want to check it out. We'll see you guys in that video. Peace out.